other the way we did, I definitely encourage someone to marry for love.
I'm often asked by a lot of people how I'm received in the community. And the answer is always the same, with open arms. People are people. You know, parents want their kids to be happy. And they want love. And the Arab American community is no different.
There's a large number of Arab Americans who are attracted to the medical field, and many of them choose medicine as their field, whether it's being a doctor or a pharmacist. Any hospital you go in Metro Detroit, you'll find a large number of very prominent doctors.
My name is Samir Daboos. I'm a chief cardiology at the Oakwood Healthcare System, and I came to this country in 1976. Well, the reason I chose cardiology was because my father died of a major heart attack when he was 63. At that time, I was 13 years old, and there was absolutely nothing I could do to help him out. And I felt like maybe if I was older and practicing cardiology, I could have done something to help him out. My week starts out by seeing patients in the office, or I'm in the cath lab at Oakwood. So I alternate. One day I'm concentrating on patient care in the office, and in the hospital, obviously, it's a different thing. Is you do more invasive procedures like cardiac catheterization, coronary angioplasty, stent insertion in the coronaries, and that's obviously it's a more stressful because you're dealing with people's lives. Fortunately, we've been leaders in this area, and we've done this procedure for many, many years now. And there's a little bit of blood, just a little tiny, just before the insertion, right here. You know, heart disease is the #1 killer in this country. And I tell everybody to make sure you know yourself. So in other words, know what your blood pressure is, know what your cholesterol is, know what risk factors are for coronary artery disease, for heart attack, for a stroke, and do something about it.
I'm Dr. Riyad Farah. I was born in Nazareth in 1940 and lived in Syria until 1968 when I came to the United States. And I worked at Mount Carmel Hospital for 2 years prior to joining Ford Hospital in Detroit, where I've been a urologist for the past 37 years. At that time, I was the first foreigner to get into the program of urology at Henry Ford Hospital. To me, it was a major accomplishment that I broke the barrier and became the first Arab American to get into the program. Being a urologist, like all my friends tease me, I tell them you have to have 2 friends on your side in the medical profession, your urologist and your ophthalmologist. You have to be able to see so you can do the other function properly. And so we advocate, of course, for all the guys, the prostate cancer screening, and this has saved a lot of lives.
Recently, I performed a living donor liver transplant, adult to adult, with my colleagues and my teams at Henry Ford. Things are looking good.
How are you feeling?
Very good, confident. I'm Marwan Abu Zoud. I'm Lebanese originally. I'm the director of the transplant center at Henry Ford Hospital and the chief of the liver transplant surgery service. When you're doing a liver procedure or a major procedure, you kind of have a system in your mind where you come in there, you have a plan, you want to execute on the plan, you want to stay focused.
I've been sick for 20 years, so I've learned, and there's been lots of ups and downs in these 20 years, but death has never been scary to me. Leaving my kids is what's scary to me.
When you do a living donor transplant, on the other hand, you're doing a life-endangering operation to convert it into a life-saving operation on the other side. And I'm the person who does the splitting of the liver to get a functioning piece to put it in another person. And that's always emotionally charged because you have a healthy person who's a volunteer.
Part of the thought process was that I have three children, and Ann has 2. They're very close in age. They're similar ages. I can't imagine my kids growing up without a mom.
I was just blown away. I mean, it was really clear. at that point that she was serious, and I was just absolutely, just completely stunned.
They were not even buddies or blood relatives. It's someone who knew from another person that her colleague at work is going to die from liver disease.
I found out actually that Dr. Abuju was through Denise, because we each have our own surgeon. And I've always had a great deal of respect for Arab Americans. I grew up in Warren. My mother was a bilingual teacher, and most of her students were of Arab descent.
The portion we're in now is we've divided the liver entirely. The whole through the meat of the liver, and the left side and the right side are attached together only with the blood vessels. So the right side still gets his blood supply, and so does the left side. So we're gonna walk over to the recipient room, make sure they're moving along, things are going okay, so that we can time when we want to remove the right side of the liver.
You're first struck by just how incredibly warm and nice he is and genuine. You can have the greatest surgeon or the greatest doctor, but if you don't feel connected to them or that they have your best interests at heart, and I certainly felt that, and I know Denise felt that.
It really baffles me and amazes me that a healthy person who is willing to go through a major operation that may indeed risk their life, just so they can save the life of another. It's priceless.
We have to build these institutions that do represent us and tell our stories the way we see ourselves. ACCESS is the Arab Community Center for Economic and Social Services. It's the largest human services organization that represents the Arab American community in the nation. The Arab American National Museum gave us real national impact, and it's a production of a human services organization.
Well, I think the museum is a great asset for the community. I think it's about time that the Arab Americans have their own institution.
It's one of 15,000 museums in the country, but it's the only one that focuses in on Arab Americans, their presence and contributions to American society.
Chamber is an organization that was established 15 years ago to basically represent the interests of Arab American businesses in the Metro Detroit area.
When I established the American Arab Chamber of Commerce, one of the objectives was to open the gate of commerce between Michigan and the Middle East. So development started with Dennis Archer, the mayor at that time, and continued at the time when it was with Kwame Kilpatrick. Mayor Kwame came to Dubai. Qasim Sultan, the director of Dubai municipality, went to Detroit, and we signed a sister city relation. This opened the door for globalization for Michigan. It opened the door for the business people of Michigan to work in Dubai. Dubai is a great city, and as you can see, it's growing by leaps and bounds. We developed a fantastic business, and we use Dubai as the center of the business for the whole Middle East.
The primary service of ACC is to develop a human potential, to help the newcomers, and to make immigrants or our Middle Eastern community adjust to their new life. We are part of the social fabric. We are trying to develop the neighborhood where they reside. The council made a promise to the neighborhood that we are going to be involved in that development of the 7 Mile area under neighborhood and community revitalization project, whether it's retail, housing, building additional community centers, whether it's the clinic, employment and training facility, youth facilities, and to work with the retailers on 7 Mile to do facade improvement, to bring investors to the neighborhood, to change the whole area around, to make it culturally distinct, economically vibrant, to help the community and to help the entire neighborhood around us.
One of the best things that I had growing up is Mediterranean cuisine. We didn't consume large amounts of meats, but we consumed large amounts of natural things, vegetables, small amounts of meat, other sources of protein, olive oil, olive, and the whole bit.
Olive oil is the best oil that anybody can use. It is a spiritual oil. If you have olive oil in your home, you will always be blessed.
We're New Yasmin Bakery. We started this business in 1986. When we started out, we only did pita bread. That's what we were mostly known for in Lebanon. In Lebanon, we had small store where my father used to bake at night, and it used to be made the old-fashioned way, where you did everything by hand. Most of the ingredients we use are used in the Mediterranean area. That's garlic, olive oil, lemon, lamb. Some of the dishes we do are the old-fashioned ones. Nobody does them in the area. We do